Yes, everyone, welcome to episode three. Episode three of the Red Bull Project with me, Ringo8781 Gaming, but you guys will know me as Matt. It's finally time, it's finally out. It dropped late yesterday, about 8 o'clock. The full game is here. None of this little beta nonsense. What you can see is my battery is plugged in and we are fully charged, ready to go. You may notice here, those keen-eyed among you, we are actually in a new season, and there's a reason for that. Is I said to you guys previously in the last video, because there's not an awful lot we can do. There's not much point in me saturating what I'm doing. I may as well just updating you as and when, and doing bigger chunks of time. Kind of like Cutsy does with his FIFA videos. If there's a season he wants to get promoted and doesn't do it, he literally skips the complete next season and just gets promoted offline. And that's kind of what we tried to do. If I click on the league table and we go to last season, you will see we have got our first championship trophy. We won that Hype Bet 2 Liga, or SFI Liga, if you want to be linguistic like me. Only losing 2 games that season. Picked up 64 points, a lot of draws. We were neck and neck with SKN St. Polten, who ended up getting promoted. As you know, due to the agreement we've got with our parent club, Salzburg, we cannot get promoted. But it was actually, if I click on it, go on club info, and I'll show you this now, it's actually our first ever league title, which is insane. They won the Football Regional East West in 2013, which got them promoted to this division, and they've been there ever since. And they've never won it. They've come close a few times, finishing second. But yeah, we smashed it. We absolutely smashed it. We've had it's been so hard and so difficult, and there's been a lot of turnover. There's been some turnover again, which has led to us using a formation change. I'm going to show you sort of all the ins and outs and whatnot, and the movers and shakers. Again, I still can't ask the board for coaching badges. It says their coaching course complete. That is absolute nonsense. Every time I ask for it, they say no. And the reason for saying no is they don't want me outgrowing my station too quickly. They want to keep me here. I'm on the favourite personnel list, as you can see down here. It's ridiculous. The kits, by the way, were made by Chris over at the Australia and New Zealand FM page. I'll leave a little link down for the description and below. He basically said, well, while you're there, you may as well have it looking nice and pretty and not the generic nonsense. So he whipped them up for me in very, very quick fashion. What a guy. What an absolute dream. But yeah, let's just get into it. I'm going to show you really quickly the squad. Can I see... where are they now? In squad depth by any chance? No, it's not. But yeah, anyway, let's just show you the squad really quickly. We'll show you based on the tactics screen. This is how we lined up for our previous game. We played in this formation, the 4-2-3-1. And that was purely due to a lot of changes. We highlighted in the last video Luca Sukic, we had Killian Ludwig, we had Moritz Kiergaard, and a lot of players like that. A lot of them have moved on. But that's part and parcel of this. You'll see we've got a position not picked there. That is because another player that we got given by Salzburg has now been sold to a team in our division, which is very, very frustrating because now he's going to be playing against us, and he was a decent little player. But I'm just going to talk really quickly about the players that were good for us last season. One of them being Rocco Simic. Now, Rocco Simic is an 18-year-old Croatian striker. I think we highlighted him slightly in a previous video. You'll see last season, he had a season and a half. He scored 14 goals and got 4 assists and 30 league appearances. Obviously, we don't play any cup games and we can't play continental games, which has ended up leading him getting a call up to the Salzburg team. If we actually click on Salzburg starting tactics, you will see that he has started playing up front with Benjamin Sesko, another alumni of our RBFC Leifering. Basically, it's showing it's working. It's showing that what we're doing is working too. It's working in the context that we won the league. It's working in the context that we're playing well enough for these players to be called up and sent down to. Another player who we brought in this season was Jason Pendant. He's came in from New York Red Bulls, already been called up to Salzburg. Lucho, a lad who was attribute-wise doesn't look amazing, but he is only 19, so his mental stats will go up, and there's a lot of 10s in there. Technically 14, 14, 14, position on 14, a lot of 13s. He's a very, very good player, the young Colombian, and he's been called up to Salzburg now. We also had Frederico Crescenti, who is playing for both at the minute. He's only sort of making up the numbers there. And this guy, this was the biggest loss, was Brian Ocko. Ended up getting his first USA cap while at us last season. If you have a little look, 27 games, 3 goals, 2 assists, 7.44 overall average rating. A phenomenal young talent, either footed, very good on the ball, can pass, got decent vision about him. He's great. He's a dream. He could potentially play across the entire back four as well. He's that good. And if you have a little look, he's wanted by Dortmund, so likelihood is he's going to be leaving soon. But he started the first 2 games of the Bundesliga season for Salzburg and done okay, 6.6. It's about average. Another player. There's a lot of players in here who've been called up or gone. Camel Piotovsky, he was backwards and forwards between us last season. Bit of a rotation option. We also, Luca Rachel, this guy, I'm going to show you really quickly because he just developed leaps and bounds last year. Wasn't expecting him to be anything special, but he just kept scoring. 26 appearances, you can see he didn't start an awful lot. He ends up starting 17 in the end when we were playing the 2-striker formation to try and match what Salzburg do. And that is still something we like doing. We like trying to match what the first team do because it means that these players can automatically go into the first team if need be. 10 goals, 5 assists, 7.1 average rating. He's just brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. You can see from his graph, he's just gone from strength to strength to strength. There's not really any reason for it too. I mean, a lot of greens, his anticipation's gone up, all his physicals have gone right up, his mentals and his technicals are getting there. A lot of 13s. He is definitely somebody who is probably on the cusp of playing for Salzburg. If he's a 3-star for my team, he's probably about a 2-star for their team. So he's there or thereabouts. Sorry if you just seen that flicker. That was a bit strange. It's been a long, drawn out slog. I'm just going to show you again from our squad screen the story of Dawido Guindo potentially was going to be the best defender at the club, but you'll have seen on the first video he broke his leg in pre-season training, and he didn't kick a ball for us until literally the end of the season. You can see he only made 12 appearances and he scored 1 goal. That one goal won us the league. And I absolutely love the poetry of this game. It was this game here against SKU Amsterdam. You see, in 90+2, he scored. And this was a lot of I'm going to show you the goal. This was a lot of the problem we had last season is we were controlling games. And you can see the defence played really well. Tiani played really well. And we were controlling games, and then we just lost it. It keeps happening. You see, we were 2-0 up, went to 2-2, and then Guindo ended up rescuing us a point, all 3 points very, very late on to win us the league. Pure poetry. I don't think he's ever going to develop properly now. He's 19 years of age. He plays a lot of first-team football for Leifering. His determination's well down there. I don't think he's ever going to properly develop. We have got him in a mentoring group with the rest of the team, but I really don't see him developing outside of this, which will probably lead us to selling him at some point. But it was a nice moment. It's the first moment of the series, a moment that we'll look back on maybe around this time next year, when we've played 1,000,001 years of this save and go, do you remember when Guindo scored the goal that won us our first trophy as a manager? You'll see here when we played the 4-2-3, the 4-1-2-1-2, a lot of crosses from Kylian Ludovic, right across to Luca Rachel, whose positioning is great. And then this one, Tiani with a bullet header. And at that point, I thought we were cruising it. Wasn't the case. We conceded. It is sloppy. It's sloppy. It's a great finish, but it's sloppy in my eyes. The defending was all over the place. Same for this one. you feel like we had enough back, and they just tore us apart. Easy header. And then this was the moment in the 92nd minute. Trilly whips it in. Tiani hits it off the crossbar, and Guindo is Johnny on the spot. Gets his first goal for the club. Everyone's going mental. I'm sat in my study going mental. And yeah, it's the first big moment of the series, and that's why I wanted to show you guys it. And thank you all for coming along and being here with us as we go on this journey. You've got Zealand dropping videos, you've got Benji, you've got all the big, like Omega Luke, you've got all the big time Football Manager YouTubers dropping videos, but you've chosen to come and look at some Scouse lad knocking about in the second tier of Austria with no coaching badges, and he can't get promoted. So you're a masochist, and I love you. Thank you very much for watching. But yeah, it was the first big moment of the season, of the series overall. A few dodgy results you'll see towards the end, a lot of draws, as we said, and a lot of unexpected losses, particularly this one here against Asve Horn. They were 14th in the league, I believe. They shouldn't have beat us, but they did. And yeah, that's football. That's management for you. So yeah, that leads us into this season. And we tend to start off in the 4-1-2-1-2. We do like using the two-striker formation. It'd be daft not to use the two-striker system because we have that, and we've got a lot of good central midfield players, but we do also have some wide players coming through. So this is how we're playing. We're still playing positive. We're still extremely high tempo. We're passing it around. We're trying to counter it. Basic gegenpressing football. We've still got Steichkel. He probably won't get called up to the Salzburg team for another good couple of years, I'd imagine. So he's probably going to be with us a while. Klichnich is now the starting right back. Looks very underwhelming. Is only young. He has come in because Kilian Ludovic has actually gone out to, I want to say, a team in Dusseldorf. They're in the Zweiliga. £2 million. Again, that doesn't come into Leifering. That goes straight into Salzburg. It is what it is. And Lucas Ibertsberger is another one who went out. He was garbage. He didn't really play much. I'm just going to click on Salzburg and show you their transfer history, because this is basically how we pick some players up for our first team. These guys here, so Killinger, Sam Major, you saw a lot of last season. Who else? Siddiqui and Sangare, they were all part and parcel of the team last season. Sangare, a very, very good wide player, very quick, very technical, who we ended up losing. And they brought in Ricky Schmidt on a free transfer. He's a regen, one of the first of the season. Model citizen personality. He's come straight into us. He's a right winger. We're going to train him to play left wing and cut inside. I feel like he'll develop quite nicely. And they also brought in Zeki Celic from Lille. They won the league. Matthias Jasler is going nowhere despite him being in a precarious position the last time we checked. But it is what it is. They called up Simic because Karim Adeyemi went out to Bayern Munich in a deal which could be worth £32 million, which is insane. Somebody who played a lot of football for Leifering is a very, very, very good player on this game. We did try to get him back on loan. One thing I did discover is that if I'm looking for someone, scouting wise, let's say Danny Schmidt. They say I can't afford him. He doesn't really want to come. We don't have the money to pay for him. If I was to make a loan offer for him and they said they wanted 250, and I said no, I'm going to give you this, make that offer. If I skip forward, basically, if I can't afford the wages, Salzburg pick up the wages. So it's a bit of an exploit. Something I'm not really intending to use all that often, but probably not something I'd be opposed to using if it means we can get a player in that, particularly when we're getting towards the end of our time at Leifering, if it's a good player that I've noticed or my scouts have noticed, we'll bring him in and go for it that way. It's hard. It's a hard save. Again, a lot of turnover, a lot of players coming and going, which has led us to basically picking this team. So Klichnich there. We've got Guindo as the main starting centre-back and the hero that he is. Again, not going to develop all too much more. We're trying to get his determination up, but it's not really going anywhere. We've got Lucas Walliner. He is basically playing for Lucho, as Lucho was called up to Salzburg, so we couldn't play him, but he is still knocking about, been made available for us. Here's the starting centre-back. Benjamin, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. I've been going fully Scouse and saying Bochel. I think it's Berkler. We're going to go with Bochel because it sounds funny in the way I talk. So Benjamin Berkel, Benjamin Button, a very good player on this. He got a lot of assists for me last season. He is loan listed from Salzburg, so probably will be going out, which is why we brought Jason Pendant in on loan. Was basically just a like for like. A little bit older than what I'd like, but because he's from one of our affiliate clubs or one of the Red Bull affiliate clubs, we got him for nothing, basically. CDM then, we were starting with Mamadi Diambu. He is a player who didn't really play for us last season, so he was out at the under-18s, aka RB Salzburg, but we decided to bring it back in this year because we wanted to push Tiani further up the pitch, and that paid dividends in the first game of the season when he scored an absolute banger, and he was set up by Tiani. So it was great to see. We're going to see it here. I'm going to watch the goal. Again, we like our CDM, as you saw in the West Ham save. We do like playing the CDM, but we like them pushing up. I don't like them sitting deep and sort of, just sweeping and whatnot. I feel like you can get countered too quickly then. I like having them higher up the pitch just to get involved in the play. And it's for reasons like you're going to see here. An absolute banger from Diambu, which put us 1-0 to the good in the first game of the season. It was whipped in by Berkler, Bochel, knocked back by Tiani, and bang, absolutely binsed it. One thing I did notice when the full game dropped is the match engine is a lot better than it was on the beta. Not that it was bad, it was just last year the match engine was really, really good, and then the patch came out for the first game and it literally ruined it. But they seem to have actually done quite a good job of it this year, so I'm happy with that. And as you've seen, an absolute wonder goal. We still got Anqua Forsen, nearly 50 games for the club now. He's a very good player. We're trying to train him to play killer balls often. He's got brilliant first touch, brilliant pass and technique and vision. He's also got very, very good decisions. So we're trying to train that into him. Again, a player who probably won't develop much higher than this level, but while we've got him, we're going to use him an awful lot. Samson Tiani then, he probably won't be at this level for much longer. I'm quite surprised that Salzburg haven't called him up already, but they do have Seafold and they do have Luca Sukic, who is playing as our start and advanced playmaker at the moment. A player who hates me on this game, so that's good. And then up front then, we've got Luca Rachel, who you saw in the previous couple of minutes. A very, very competent striker. And then this guy who came in, Robin Friedrich, came in on a free transfer from RB Leipzig. Only 19, has got a lot of good stuff about him and a few negatives about him. But he's basically got everything that I like seeing in a striker, minus the work rate. But he's performing quite well. Major part now, the youth intake. We don't get a youth intake, but Salzburg do. So what we did then is we basically went through their youth intake and we went, right, okay, who are their best players? And we come up with a couple. There was this guy, there was Leodon Berisha. He was 15 at the time coming in. He's a 16-year-old Kosovan striker, much in the mould of Rocco Simic. He's either-footed, very, very good dribbling, decent composure, determination, flair, everything like that is very, very good. Needs a bit of training, but it's fine. He is only 16. He has started playing for us. He's already started playing for the Kosovo under-21s, but started playing for us off the bench, doing quite well. I'm going to do that now, actually. I'm going to train him to go around the goalkeeper. I know they go on about composure, but because his finishing's so poor and he's either footed, I think it'll just benefit him greatly. Why are they trading him as an inside forward? Please. Stupid game. Anywho, there you go. So yeah, he's come in and will probably play a lot in rotation, especially if Simic does go up full time to Salzburg. It's someone I can't really afford to lose, but that is the beauty of this save. I will lose these players. It is beyond my control. I've just got to deal with it. You guys have got to deal with it. And yeah, that's how it's going to go. Next in then, we got Daniel Krosky, another guy who come in from Leipzig on a free transfer. needs a bit of fine tuning, but has got something about him. I don't know what yet. He has been playing in rotation as the advanced playmaker. I'm really excited about this guy, Otto Froelich, a centre back, 16-year-old, 6'4" Austrian. Absolute monster, great personality. His mentals and physicals are already brilliant. It's just the strength that lets him down. But if his technicals go up, which they will do the more we play him this season, he's going to be an absolute sensation. If we manage to keep him around at Salzburg when we get there, he is going to be like the main player. He's probably going to be the next one that they sell on for a fair bit of money. Who else did we get in then? Fabian Muller is a left back who was getting trained at centre back at 5'6". Personality is not great, so we're trying to mentor that out of him. But as a left back, very, very good, very competent, very technical. Again, brilliant mentals. Just his personality letting him down. So he's another one who got brought in. Ricky Schmidt, who you saw earlier, he just needs, again, a bit more training. Decision making is not great, but he's only 16. And yeah, we've still got Moritz Kiergaard. He's picked up a bad injury. He's going to be out for another couple of weeks. We're probably going to play him as an inside forward. He was playing as a shadow striker a lot last season or up front, and he did score a lot of goals. But I feel like he's probably going to be better suited cutting in from the left-hand side and getting onto crosses as they get whipped into the back post. So that's how it's going to be. We've actually got a very, very big game now against Wacker Innsbruck. Wacker Innsbruck are actually one of Salzburg's main rivals. They're not one of ours. If I just go here onto general, where is it? Why can I not see it? Is it in profile? Here you go. It's the West Derby versus Wacker Innsbruck. They were relegated last season, so a very, very big opportunity for us to test ourselves against a team that have come down from the top division. And you're all going to come along with me because we're going to live com that game. So I'm going to pause the video there and we're going to get into that game. So I believe this is how we're going to start off today. I'm just going to change Kamiri for Sukic. We are going to start Froelich. I feel like he's done enough in training to deserve it. Been hitting like a 9.2 in training. Bochel, Guindo, Klichnic, Steichkal, Dian Butiani, Forsen, Sukic, Simic, and Rachel. I feel like that is more than enough to get a win here against Innsbruck. That being said, though, they did come down a division, so they should have some players who are there or thereabouts. Not long ago that they were in Europe, so it's going to be a bit of a tough one, but definitely something that we can do. I'm just going to set up the opposition instructions. If it gives me that, maybe I've gone too far. You've gone too far. Yeah, I'm going to set them up. Basically, they play with it with a DM, a ball winner, and a box to box. So I feel as though they're trying to get the ball winner to hit us as quickly as possible. So we're going to do the exact opposite, and we're going to hit him as quickly as possible. I want to be impressed. Few motivated players. It's hard to motivate the players if you don't have the coaching badges. I don't know if anybody has experienced that, but it is very, very hard. And it's something that we've sort of had to deal with throughout the entirety of this save. But it is what it is. In hindsight, we probably wouldn't have done that. We probably would have started with decent coaching badges, or at least something to match what Matthias Schassler had when he was here. But again, we never. So here we go then. I'm going to get into the game, into the West Derby, our first taste of Derby action. Although technically it's not our Derby, it's our parent club's Derby. It's kind of like fighting a battle for your dad. When your dad came back from the pub going, "Oh, so you just knobber down the pub, son, come and fill him in for me," and you'd be down there. That's kind of what it's like. Up to fighting our dad's battles for us. It's a game I don't expect a lot of possession in. I feel like we're going to have to counter them quite quickly. And it's been very, very even for the opening 10 minutes. Not a single highlight, which is really unusual at this level. Really unusual. I feel like this is going to be a bit of a stalemate. Here we go. There's Vitrietti with the free kick for them, and it's saved by Steichkal. And can he pick a pass? He does normally go short, but he can go long on occasion, which he has done here. And that is easily, easily headed away. Vitrietti. whips in across, and Steiskal has to make a save. That was Guindo who let his one go. That was concerning. I think we need to meet them wide. Here we go. It's Klitschnich now to Diambu. Klitschnich goes back to Froelich. He's got no one with him. Why is no one with him? They've all bombed forward. Klitschnich now back to Froelich. We got away with that. Tiani to Diambu. Froelich. Guindo into Forsen. Slips in a pass to Rocco Simic, and it's a brilliant save by Echmeyer. Luca Sukic dropping an absolute 2 out of 10 here. Stick him on Enganche. If you've not used an Enganche this year, it's definitely a lot better than it was last year. They play some lovely passes through, especially if they've got very good vision. We need to just get him on the ball a bit more. Good tackle by Klitschnich. He's doing well for someone who attribute-wise isn't fantastic. Forcing them into a long shot, that's fine. Someone who isn't fantastic attribute-wise, he's filling in for Ludovic very, very well. I can't really complain. And again, we are all about the development. So if we're developing like a half-decent squad player, it's something that we're just going to have to look forward to. Here we go now at Guindo, now Forsen. Spreads it out to Bochel, back to Forsen. Lovely through ball for Rachel. Tried to go back to Forsen. There was a pass onto the wing back and it's not been taken. And we build again with Diambu, now Forsen. Sukic dropping into that space. Tiani to Rachel. Brings it down. Oh, Luca Rachel. What a strike. He is developing so well. I am so surprised with how well he plays in game. It was Forsen to Sukic. Tiani hangs it over. One touch out of his feet. And that finish is absolutely sublime. Was not expecting that. Here we go again. Sukic now to Rachel. Holds it up to Forsen. Sukic. Diambu. Forsen's ball's intercepted. Again, there was a pass out wide and Bochel wins it back. Tiani to Rachel. Rocco Simic. And a good play. It's Forsen. And it's well blocked. Out for a corner, which Forsen is going to take himself. Into the area. It's cleared away. Klitschnich now. Got to be careful, the fullback. He's whipped in across, and it's too close for Echmeyer. But again, very encouraging signs late on at the end of this first half. And we're going again. I paused it, but we're going again, and it's Luca Rachel again. And it's brilliant save. Built brilliantly from the back. Forsen's corner. Whips it in. Taken by Echmeyer. Definitely encouraging that we're performing so well. Guindo's not having a lot of luck in the air, but it's fine if it comes out to the wing, and it's whipped into Rachel! Oh my god, he should have buried it. Again, they look to pump it long. I feel like they've identified we're not very good in the air at the back, especially if it's Guindo back there, but we're doing okay. Here's Bochel again. Is he going to get his cross in? Tiani's header! It's well saved. Sukic is a passenger. He's definitely going to come off. Chance now for Wacha. Headed away by Klitschnich. Here's Huspek. Good block by Klitschnich. He's having a superb game. And again, it's Bochel. Whipped across to Janning. Here you go. Ziegel! Just wide. So into the second half, and the only change is Krausic for Sukic. He again is playing that in control, and he's already played a better pass through the middle than Sukic has played the entirety of that first half. Rocco Simic up and over the wall, and it is just wide. Got another set piece, which Forsen whips into the far post, and Rocco Simic should score. Oh, chance after chance at the minute for Leifering. Here's Guindo. Again, they keep pumping it long. There's Forsen, skips a challenge. There's Bochel. Early ball to Rachel, brings it down brilliantly. Oh, he's put it wide. Oh, Luca Rachel, that should have been 2. It should have been 2. Oh, we're going to make some subs just after that. Simic is a bit tired. Obviously, he plays for for both teams, so he's going to come off. We do only get 3 subs this season, not 5, which is a bit of a pain. And Klichnic looks like he's flagging a bit. So too does Forsen. I think what the change is, if we bring Forsen off, we move Diambu into an attacking role, swap him over with Samson Tiani, and then we can bring Justin Omarogi on as a defensive midfielder. I feel he'll be a lot more suited to just sitting there, holding the position, and trying to stop them coming through the middle as they have done. Very happy with the standard of performance that we keep putting in. You see, we get a lot of shots on target, and I feel like once we just get that one player who's lethal at finishing in, you see the chance Rachel missed there. But yeah, once we get that one player who's absolutely lethal, I feel like we're just going to absolutely dominate this division, and hopefully we can produce players that are going to be good enough to play for us in the Champions League and beyond. Winding it down now, but here's Tiani. He's looking through to Berisha, which is headed back to Ekmeyer. And I'm really interested to see if he goes long again. It looks like he is, and Lucho's just going to Guindo's going to pick that up with ease. Lovely ball to Rachel. Oh, he's hit the top of the crossbar. He's going to be a special little player if he carries on developing as he has done. A special player. Ekmeyer now with the kick. Again, we win the header. Here's Bochel. Tiani. Rachel. He's got Bochel out wide of him. He uses him. Swings his cross in. It's won by Berisha and Luca Rachel. It's 2-0. He is just Johnny on the spot every single time. An absolute sensation at this level. Lovely delivery. Berisha's header is brilliant, and Rachel just getting behind his man, smashing it in bottom corner. It's done and dusted in the Vest Derby. And as the clock ticks away, you're going to see some Leifering football from the back. There's a pass on to Klichnic. He uses it. Here's Berisha. Klichnic again. Berisha. Diambu! Oh! A stellar performance from the lads. I'm not telling any of this opposition changing. I'm not changing anything. Playing really well. I'm very glad I chose this game to Livecom. You can sort of see the type of football we want to play. As we get a corner, from far post, again Ekmeyer takes it. Probably going to pump it long. He has. And it's easily intercepted again. The definition of insanity, that. Do the same thing over and over, expecting different results. As we're playing it through again, here's Rachel. He's got Berisha in the middle. He's found Tiani. Tiani to Diambu. Diambu to Krosky. Oh, he's hit the post. What the fuck's just happened? What the fuck? What just happened? Can we see that again? I want to see it again. What did he do? Watch this. Tiani Diambu. Krosky's missed it. My man's done the fucking bolero in the middle of the box. Oh my god. Torval and Dean. Jesus Christ. Here it is then, your game closing out highlight as Diambu wins the ball. Could even make another chance. It's Berisha! Well saved. A fantastic performance. You have just witnessed firsthand what type of football we want to bring to the Red Bull project. It's fast, it's high intensity, lots of chances. Again, more quality strikers on the day, and that game finishes 4 or 5-0 easily. A very, very, very good performance. You can see people leaving their undies on the floor there. Not about that life. Better clean that up in the background. A little Ted Lasso believe sign in the background too. But yeah, I'm gonna leave that there, everybody. The next update, I'm gonna fly through the season. It'll more than likely be just after the January winter break that we do. Hopefully you'll all be along for the ride for that. Hopefully there's a few more live comms. If there's anything interesting that happens in between now and then, I'm 100% making a video for that. But thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and we'll catch you all next time on the Red Bull Project.